then you'll never have a felony conviction. You'll be able to go on about your life like the rest of us without being a convicted felon. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation at all, you can be brought back into court. You could be found guilty and you could go to prison for anywhere in the range of punishment, which is between 2 years and up to 20 years. Good morning. Are you Devon Murray? Speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is cause number 26, DCCR 0346. Mr. Murray was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of robbery. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
There's the only thing I have, just more for the court's knowledge than anything else, with respect to the statement of the interested party. The co-defendant in this case is Jose Lugo, who's also before this court. I've just ask you to take that into consideration when you see that case coming.
I mean, you guys both read the recommendation of ISF.
Yes, Your Honor, and I've spoken with Mr. Murray in regards to that. I did tell him that I would ask the court to hold it in abeyance if possible to see how if he can get started with probation. But he does know that that is a decision for you and whether that will be held in abeyance or not.
So it's not going to be held in abeyance. So you're young. This situation the whole point was buying and selling guns, and that's just a big problem about what's going on right now. And so ISF is not necessarily meant to be a punishment. It's meant to give you some tools. You're very young, so that when you do that program and you get out, you can be successful on probation. Because what I don't want to do is put you on probation, not give you those tools, you mess up, and then come back in and go, well, don't revoke my probation, send me to ISF. So I'm going to send you now. You're going to get those tools. Then if you mess up, it's going to be even worse. You understand? All right. So I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 4 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That will include entering and successfully completing the cognitive track of the ISF program. You are not to have any contact whatsoever with the co-defendant, Jesus Lugo, and also with the victim, Kiera Davis. Do you understand? And that obviously means contact in person, but it means any type of communication through electronic media or Snapchat or any of that kind of stuff. You understand? You'll be on the high medium caseload when you get out of ISF. That's also to help you get started on probation and to be successful. This is an excellent opportunity for you because you don't have a felony conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, then you'll never have a felony conviction. You'll be able to go on about your life like the rest of us without being a convicted felon. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation at all, you can be brought back into court. You could be found guilty and you could go to prison for anywhere in the range of punishment, which is between 2 years and up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. Also, I want to make sure you understand, Mr. Murray, you're going to go into custody today. You'll be in our jail for just a couple of weeks, probably. I don't think there's a big waiting time to get to ISF. But while you're in our jail and while you're at ISF, it's part of your conditions of your probation now that you follow all of the rules and be courteous and treat everyone that is working there with respect. So don't go get in our jail and start getting involved with some of the people out there that are not doing that. If you get an incident report while you're in jail before you even go to ISF, it's a violation of your probation and you can never get out again without me revoking your probation. You understand? All right, you can go back with the bailiff. Sir, are you Francisco Garcia?
Yes.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just this one, right?
Mr. Garcia, in cause number 25, DCCR 0900, you're charged with the second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation from March 24th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in cause number 25, DCCR 0901, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of publishing or threatening to publish intimate visual material from March 13th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Yes.
Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And because you did what they charged you with? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
In both of these cases, I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreements that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
And it looks like the agreement in the first case, 0900, is for a 5-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, which includes having no contact at all with Melissa Escalera and, is that Jose Landa?
Yes, Judge.
And to delete or destroy any intimate or private photos and allow your
Hold on, this is a much bigger condition than it might sound. The judge isn't just putting Mr. Garcia on probation. He's giving probation officers the authority to inspect his devices at any time. In cases involving alleged intimate images, courts often impose strict monitoring requirements to prevent future violations. But here's the question. Do you think conditions like these are necessary for public safety? Or do they go too far into a person's privacy?
allow your probation officer to inspect any devices, your phone, or any devices at your home. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if I may, I neglected. I just realized I wrote those down as conditions in the burglary case, but not in the publishing case. The intent of the parties was that there be conditions in both cases.
Sure. You understand that'll be your conditions of probation in both of your cases, correct? And then in 0901, the agreement also is for that 5-year deferred probation, a $500 fine, and all of those other conditions that I've already gone over.
Yes.
Is that your understanding as well?
Yes.
Do you also understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenders number 1 in each case.
No objection.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Garcia is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty in each case freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each case to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your cases for sentencing so the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. They'll give me more information about you and your cases, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. You need to stop on your way out of the courtroom today and talk to probation. She's sitting at that desk right over there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
That's where this chapter ends, but not the case. Notice that unlike the earlier defendant who received deferred probation immediately, Garcia's fate is still hanging in the balance. The pre-sentence report could significantly influence what happens next, because the judge now wants a deeper look into the facts, background, and circumstances before making a final decision. It's a reminder that in court, a guilty plea doesn't always mean sentencing happens right away. So what do you think the judge will do at sentencing? Grant deferred probation, impose stricter conditions, or take a tougher approach?